Good evening, Bristol Scouts. My name is Richard Phillips, and I can't begin to tell you how excited I am to be here and have this opportunity to take you on a journey from the Earth to the moon and return you safely back again. So by a show of hands, in a couple of years' time, who in this room would like to be an astronaut? By a show of hands. Anyone? Okay, we've got two there, we've got one there. Okay, well, I'm looking for 3 astronauts right now because this is the command module. This is a mock-up. This is my attempt at a mock-up of the command module. The command module is this thing here. I'll show you in a minute on there, but it's here, okay? And the 3 astronauts, when they were on the Apollo mission, they would sit down in the seats at the very top of the rocket, okay? And we are going to replicate that. But I need 3 volunteers. You've probably never been asked this before. Don't think so. I need 3 volunteers who are prepared to stand over there and be wrapped up in toilet paper. And yes, you did hear me correctly. So Rob's going to choose you. If you can come and stand over here. Okay. If you can come and stand over here. Okay. And the 3 helpers, my assistants, if you can come and help. Okay. And then we need 6 more people to come and help. So 2 people are going to wrap the people. So 6 more people, please. Yeah, volunteers. Who wants to wrap? Okay, so go, guys. Go. Okay, so yeah. Okay. So can we have the film back on from the start? Okay. So while they're doing that, we're going to have the film of the countdown. Okay. So can we have a bit of space? If you stand more over there. Okay. There's the toilet roll. Get wrapping. Okay. What you do, you get an arm and you just wrap and you get some sellotape and the helpers will help you. So do you want to start doing that? Start doing that. Start wrapping.
Mark in our
Okay, if you
countdown
stand
for
over here.
Apollo 11. Now
Yeah,
5
start
minutes,
wrapping.
52 seconds
start
and
wrapping.
counting. We're on time
wrap?
at the present time for
Okay, so you need
plane
to get some
liftoff
toilet
at
roll.
32
Start
minutes
wrapping.
past
Oh,
the hour.
you're being wrapped.
Spacecraft test conductor
How many
Skip
people have been
Chauvin now has
wrapped?
completed the status
You
check
can't
of
have
his
4.
personnel in the control room.
We got too many.
All report they are go for the mission, and this has been reported to the test supervisor.
Tell him he's a
very
rapper.
sick.
You're a rapper.
The test supervisor now going through some status checks. Launch operations manager Paul Donnelly reports.
Okay, so we've got 5.5 minutes, as you can see, to wrap them up. Once they're wrapped, I'd like everybody to stand up, stand on that cord, stand here. You're going to be the walls of the command module, and these guys are going to take off. We're going to do the countdown. Okay,
in the
it's
meantime,
very
the lunar
technical,
module
this.
telemetry has been powered down. We took a good look at Eagle,
Okay, that's
and
good.
it looks
Okay,
good.
wrap this
The
guy.
spacecraft test
So get some
conductor for the
toilet
lunar
paper.
module reported
Go, you need some speed.
that Eagle was
What are you
gold.
doing?
The swing
You're
arm
all
now
on
coming
one.
back
No.
to its fully
Go for that
retracted
one.
position as our countdown
Choose your guy, and
continues.
then
T-minus
start
4
wrapping.
minutes, 50 seconds,
Start
and
wrapping.
counting. Skip Chauvin informing the
Excuse me.
astronauts that the swing arm are now coming back. The astronauts will have a few
Right,
more
start
reports
wrapping
coming
the
up in the
body. Come on, you
countdown.
can do it.
The last
Come on,
business
we can do it,
report
we can do it.
will be from Neil Armstrong at the
Right, who's got the
45-second
sellotape?
mark
Need
in the
sellotape.
count when he gives a status on the final
Oh,
alignment
I
of
won't
the
wrap the
stabilization
camera.
and control system.
Good man. Yeah, I'm
We're now
not
passing
very
the
good at
4-minute,
wrapping.
30-second mark in the countdown.
Come on,
Still
start wrapping,
go
Bobby.
at this time.
Right, how we did? 4 minutes. Okay, come on, that's good. That's really good.
4 minutes, 15 seconds. The test supervisor now has informed launch vehicle test conductor Norm Carlson you are go for launch. From this
Good
time
man.
down,
Okay, keep going.
Carlson handles the
you want to come and
countdown
help this
as the launch
chap?
vehicle begins
Okay.
to build up. We're now hitting the 4-minute mark. 4 minutes and counting. We are go for Apollo 11. We'll go on an automatic sequence starting at 3 minutes and 7 seconds.
Excuse me, gangway. Who wants to wrap this one?
3 minutes,
wrap that for
45
me?
seconds and counting.
Please?
In the final
Sellotape. Wrap that one for
checks
me.
between several key members of the crew here in the
Can you help,
control
Rob,
center and
please?
the astronauts. Launch operations manager Paul Donnelly wished the crew on the launch
Come on,
team's
you can do
behalf
it, you can
good
do it.
luck
Come on,
and
come on, come on.
Godspeed.
Okay, got 3.5 minutes to go.
25 seconds and counting. We're still go at this time. We'll
3.5
be coming
minutes
up
to
in the
go.
automatic sequence
Come on.
about
Speed,
10 or
speed.
15
Just wrap it
seconds
round
from this
really quick.
time. All still go.
Doesn't matter how messy it is, just wrap it around.
Neil Armstrong reported back
it. Well
when
done,
he
well
received
done.
the good
Someone to
wishes.
come and
Thank
help,
you very
please.
much. We know it will be a good flight.
Pair of scissors.
Firing
Get
command
wrapping.
coming in now. We are on the automatic sequence.
Okay.
We're approaching the 3-minute mark in the count.
3 minutes to go.
T-minus 3 minutes.
3
and
minutes to
counting.
go.
T-minus 3.
Josh, you did a
We
great
are
job,
go
man.
with all
Keep going. Have you
elements
got
of
any
the mission
sellotape?
at this time.
Oh,
We're on an
you know,
automatic
you know,
sequence
keep
as the
going,
master
keep going.
computer supervises hundreds
Okay,
of
okay,
events
get that
occurring
man wrapped.
over these last few
Not
minutes.
his head. Not his
T-minus
head. No,
2
his
minutes,
body.
45
No,
seconds
wrap
and
his,
counting.
no, don't
The
wrap
members
his
of the
head.
launch team here in the control center
No
monitoring
head wrapping,
a
please.
number
Thank
of
you.
what we call red
No
line
head
values.
wrapping,
These
please.
are tolerances we don't want to go above and
Okay.
below in temperatures
That's fine.
and
That's
pressures.
done. That one's
They're
done.
standing
Good.
by to
Okay,
call
go and
out
sit.
any
No, go and help the others.
deviations
Go and
from
help
our
the others.
plans. 2 minutes, 30 seconds and counting.
Right,
We're still
yeah.
go on Apollo 11
Right,
at this time.
This one's almost done.
The
Just
vehicle starting to pressurize
Josh,
as far as the
wrap
propellant
that
tanks are
sellotape round there.
concerned, and all
Okay,
is
just
still
put it on.
go
Come
as we
on.
monitor our
Right, you got
status
2 minutes
board.
to go. 2 minutes to go. Right, helmets are ready. That's ready. No, that's done. That's done.
2
That's
minutes,
done.
10 seconds
Bring your
and
sellotape with you.
counting.
Come over here.
The target for the Apollo 11
Right, put the
astronauts,
sellotape
the
round
moon
there,
at
under his chin.
liftoff will be
Okay,
at
just
a
go for
distance
it, right?
of
Go for it, under his chin.
218,096
Well, just wrap it around
miles
there.
away. We've just passed the 2-minute
Come
mark
and hold
in the
this for me.
countdown.
Hold the helmet.
T-minus 1 minute,
Hold the helmet.
54
Someone hold the
seconds
helmet.
and
Hold the helmet.
counting. Our status board indicates that
Okay, we've got
the
2 minutes to go.
oxidizer tanks in the second and third stages
2 minutes to
now
go.
have
Okay, get that.
pressurized.
Okay,
We continue
just
to build up
sellotape
pressure in
around.
all 3 stages
Right, yeah.
here at the last minute to prepare it for liftoff.
Oh, come on.
T-minus
Okay,
1 minute,
minute and a half.
35
Gonna start getting them in the seats.
on the Apollo mission.
Right, okay, here we go.
Land of the first men on the moon.
Under your chin, under your
All
chin.
indications,
Hold
coming
fire.
in, to the
Hold
control
tight,
center
kid.
at
Hold
this time
tight.
indicate we are
Hold
go.
tight.
1
Hold
minute,
tight. Doesn't matter if you
25
fall. You
seconds
okay?
and counting.
You okay?
Our
Sure.
status board indicates the
These
third
are brave
stage
people, you know what I mean?
pressurized.
We're talking brave. Right, get them in the seats now, guys. Come on. Get them in the seats. I don't care how they are. Come on. You've got 1 minute to go. Right, okay, trust me. Sit down on the floor. Sit down on the floor. Put your legs that way. Sit down on the floor. Now put your legs that way and get in the seat.
We're
Come on.
approaching the 60
Shuffle into
second
the
mark
seat.
on the
Help him get in the
Apollo
seat.
11 mission.
Shuffle him into the
T-minus
seat.
60 seconds.
Right, come on, you gotta go.
and
Come on.
counting.
60
60
seconds. Come on. Doesn't matter. You're
55
done. You're
seconds
done.
and
You're done. Right, everybody stand
Neil
up.
Armstrong just reported
Stand
back
around
it's
here.
been a
Come
real
on.
smooth
Sit down on the
countdown.
floor.
We passed
Sit
the
down on the
50
floor. No,
second
no, the
mark.
other way. Right,
Power
sit down.
transfer
Do what I
is
say.
complete.
Put your legs
We're
up
on
there.
internal
Put your
power
legs up
with the
there.
launch
Come on.
vehicle
Andrew,
at this
Andrew,
time.
come on, quick.
40
We got
seconds
41
away
seconds,
from
okay?
the Apollo
Right, everybody
11
stand
liftoff.
around here. Come
All the
on,
second
please.
stage
Come on,
tanks
please.
now pressurized. 35 seconds and counting.
Come on, guys,
We are
stand
still
around here.
go
Everybody
with
go like
Apollo
this.
11. 30 seconds
Come on, guys.
and
Come on,
counting.
guys. Grab the cord. Stand on the cord. Stand back. Stand back. Stand back. Stand on the cord. Stand on the cord. Stand on the cord. Okay, getting ready. Getting ready.
20 seconds and counting.
Get ready. Okay, when he gets to 10, we're going to
T-minus
count
15
down.
seconds. Guidance
15,
is
14,
internal.
13,
12,
12,
11, 10,
10,
9,
9, 8,
ignition sequence
7,
start.
6,
6,
5, 4, 3, 2, 1.
0.
Okay, make the
All
noise.
engine running. Liftoff.
Come
We
on,
have a
make the
liftoff.
noise.
32 minutes.
Look at the rocket taking off.
Liftoff on Apollo 11.
Wow. Okay, big round of applause for these guys. Okay, thank you guys. Thank you guys. Help us. Can you help them out the seats? Help them out the seats. See if they're safe. Okay. Okay. Okay, sit down. Thank you guys. Thank you guys. Thank you, thank you, thank you, thank you. Thank you so much. Ah. Okay, thank you so much. Don't worry too much about it. I don't mind if you sit down dressed in toilet paper. If you don't mind, I don't mind. Take a seat. Yeah, take a seat, young man. Thank you, thank you. Helpers, thank you very much. Big round of applause for the helpers. They were really good. Thank you so much, guys. What do we think of their hats? Really good. Do you think they'll take on? I think so, take off, or whatever it is. Once you're done with the hats, guys, you can just put them back. Okay, so that was obviously lighthearted. Thank you very much for bearing with me. I always love that. When I arrived here tonight, I was getting out of the car. I had two Waitrose big packets of loo roll, and the lady was leaving the building. She said, "Oh, hello, what are you doing?" And I said, "I'm giving a talk on space travel." And I was standing there with lots of toilet roll, because she was looking at the toilet roll thinking, what is this guy doing? Anyway, there we go. Right, the impossible is possible. What do I hope to do? Well, I hope to educate, entertain, and inspire. And I'll let you be the judge of that when I've finished tonight. Yes, I'm going to take you on a journey from the Earth to the moon. When I was 9 years old, I remember distinctly my father coming into my bedroom at 3 a.m. in the middle of the night, and he gently coaxed me out of bed by whispering in my ear, "Son, son, there's something on the television that I really want you to watch because I think it's something you remember for the rest of your life." And he took me downstairs, and I sat cross-legged and bleary-eyed on the living room carpet, black and white TV set, 3 elder sisters, and we watched Neil Armstrong and Buzz Aldrin land upon the surface of the moon, and it really has stuck in my mind. It's my hobby, the Apollo moon landings. What I'm hoping to do tonight, if nothing else, is to get you guys to remember 5 facts. So the first fact is, Rob, I'm going to need 2 volunteers, please. So very quickly, who wants to volunteer? Come on. Okay, speed, guys. Okay, speed. Hold that. That is the Earth, and that is the moon, if you can hold that. Okay, so can I ask you to just come stand there? Come stand there. So can I ask you to stand apart? If these are the relative size, how far apart do you think the Earth and the moon are? Just hold them up and imagine that those are the right sizes. So hold that up in one hand. How far apart do you think you would have to stand to show the distance between the Earth and the moon? Do you think you're far enough apart, or would you have to stand further away? It's not a trick question. A quick answer, please. About there? You reckon about there? Okay, fine. Rob, can I have 2 more volunteers? Really quick, huh? Come on, someone run out here. Okay. Right, you hold that. Okay, and you hold that. Okay, so you 2 are buddies, and you 2 are buddies. So I want you to walk that way, and I want you to walk that way. That way, that way, that way. Go. Go, 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 until the rope runs out. This is how far apart, if you can hold it up, young man. That's all you have to do, just hold it up. Walk back, okay, and you walk back. Keep walking, keep walking, keep walking. Faster, please. Faster, please. Hold the Earth up, please. Hold the moon up, please. Thank you. Okay, so that, believe it or not, is how far apart the Earth and the moon are. Isn't that amazing that this room is just the right size? So the fact that I would like you to remember is this: 240,000 miles. So I'd like to give that to you, okay? And every now and again, I'm going to point to you when I say, how far apart the Earth and the moon? I'm going to point to you, and you're going to hold it up. And you lot are going to say 240,000 miles. So put it down. When it goes up in the air, please say 240,000 miles. A little bit louder next time. Be as loud as me. Okay, guys, thank you very much. If you can give me that, and if you can put that down. If you can come here, you 2, please. Thank you so much. Okay, the next fact I'm going to ask you to remember, thank you so much. Thank you so much for your help, is who can tell me who was the first man to walk upon the surface of the moon? Neil Armstrong. Very good. Well done, you. Okay, so when I point to you and you hold it up, I want everyone to say Neil Armstrong, okay? So let's try it. There we go. Repetition is the way to remember things, isn't it? Okay, who can tell me by a show of hands, who was the second man to walk upon the surface of the moon? Oh, you can't hold 2. Well, I guess you could. No, you can't. Okay, who's the second man to walk upon the surface? Buzz Aldrin. Hey, superstar. You know what I've forgotten? Anyone who gives me a right answer, they get one of these. Catch. Get one of these. Get one of these. Ah, you see, you didn't know, did you? Hey? Yeah, there you go. Whoa. Okay. Yes, Buzz. Thank you so much. This is my old friend. He's 95 years old. This is Buzz Aldrin. It looks like there's only one person in this picture because it was a photo taken on the surface of the moon. But actually, this is Buzz Aldrin in his spacesuit. He's actually looking at his wrist because he had notes written down. But this gentleman here is Neil Armstrong, reflected in his visor. Anyway, that's another story. Okay, next one is, how many men have walked on the surface of the moon? Who's going to answer, and who's going to get a chocolate bar? Okay, 12. Oh my goodness, how do you know that out of interest? Read books or something? Very clever. Okay, so I'm just going to point to those things. You're going to hold them up, and you lot are going to shout. You wonderful people are going to shout out. 12. Yeah, a bit louder. Can you be as loud as this? Can you do that? So I tell you what, if you're not loud, I'm going to blow that every time I'm not loud. Is that a deal? Well, okay, then be loud. You've got the choice. Okay, so what year did they land on the surface of the moon? Oh, 1969. How did you know that? That's amazing. Oh, you could. Did you see it? No. She knew. That's really good. That's really clever. Okay, so those are the 5 things that I want you to remember. The other thing I've got here is a wow sign. Now, only put your hand up if you can actually do it. Who can play the trumpet or blow a trumpet? Now, I only want someone who can, otherwise you're going to make a fool of yourself. Who can blow the trumpet? You can. Right, okay, this is nice and clean. Blow that. This is going to be our wow man. It's not bad. Keep practicing. Okay, you sit next to him, okay? So when we have a wow moment, I'm going to point at you, and you're going to blow that. Have another go now. Go on, have another go. It's not bad. It'll get better as the evening goes on. Okay, fine. So what's next? I don't know. Where did it all start? Right, quick history lesson for you. So when I was 9 years old, there was this thing called the Cold War. How do I explain it? Okay, so on the one side of the planet, you've got the Soviet Union, Russia. On the other side, you've got the United States. Capitalism against communism. And they were sort of in a fight, but they never got the fisticuffs out, and they never, thank goodness, lobbed bombs at one another. But what they did was they created all these incredible bombs, these weapons, okay? And they thought they were really clever because they thought, hold on, instead of sending aircraft over, why don't we make this rocket type thing that goes up in the atmosphere above the Earth? So it'll go from Russia, say, up in the atmosphere, very fast, bang, and blow the smithereens out of the United States. Thank goodness it didn't happen, okay? And vice versa. So that's what happened. They had all these bombs. But in doing so, what they did, they created these things called rockets. And someone thought, hold on a minute. If we're going up in the atmosphere, we can surely do something with these things. So the Russians did. And that's Sputnik. And the Russians sent a rocket up into the atmosphere. They released Sputnik. And essentially, if you've got something, anything, that's traveling at a certain height above the Earth, if it's traveling at 17,500 miles an hour, it's just constantly dropping because gravity is causing it to drop. Orbital mechanics is very difficult. I can't begin to understand it. But at 17,500 miles an hour, that object is just going to keep going around. And that's what Sputnik did. And when it got over the United States, it had a radio receiver in it, and it went beep, beep, beep. And the Americans could hear it on their radios. And they said, what's going on? Those Ruskies have eaten us. We got to do something about this. The next thing the Russians did, they put a dog in space, Laika, a dog in space, because they wanted to know if something could live and breathe in space. What do they do next? Yuri Gagarin, first human being to go into space, a Russian. So what did the Americans do about it? Well, a month later, Alan Shepard, an American. Yuri Gagarin went up into space the first time and did that. Alan Shepard just went, bloop, it was a lob. Okay, the Americans were way, way, way behind. So what happened? President Kennedy, JFK, he was the president. In 1961, he gave a speech at Rice University, okay? He gave a speech. So we're just going to reenact the beginning of that speech. I don't know whether it's going to work. So in a minute, you're going to start clapping, okay? Keep clapping until I put my hand up, because what happened was he had to say something 3 times, because the first 2 times he said it, everyone's clapping, okay? So you got it? So when I put my hand up, you're going to stop clapping, okay? I know that guy's thinking, who is this idiot? It's me. Don't worry, I'm not offended. Okay, so start clapping and stop clapping when I put my hand up. We choose to go to the moon. We choose to go to the moon. We choose to go to the moon and do the other things. Not because they are easy, but because they are hard. And he set the American people a challenge. He said, we are going to land a man upon the surface of the moon before the end of this decade. This is in 1961. In 1969, the Americans landed Neil Armstrong and Buzz Aldrin on the surface of the moon. Isn't that incredible? And that is an amazing story. Okay. So how do they do it? Well, they had to practice, right? And by practicing, they had a mission called the Mercury missions. These are the 7 first astronauts. They'd never been astronauts before. And they thought, well, who can we have as astronauts? Should we have deep sea divers? Should we have racing car drivers? They actually recruited, and they're all American, they're all white, they're all male, as you can see. They're all fighter pilots because they were tough and they had quick reactions, okay? So they were the Mercury 7, and the Mercury 7, that's a Mercury craft. It was smaller than the inside of a Mini, the original Mini car, and it would have 1 astronaut in. They practiced going into space and going around the Earth. Then they had to practice, they had to put more men in. So they had the Gemini missions, which had 2 men, and they practiced rendezvousing, 2 spacecraft coming together in Earth orbit. And then it was Apollo. Okay, and Apollo is just amazing. Who has got one of these at home? It's a Lego Saturn V. Hands up, who's got one? Yeah. Anyone? You got one. Did you build it yourself? Who built it? Oh, wow. Okay, really cool, really cool. So it's 363 feet tall, and we all know exactly what 300 is. No. Okay, so how can I... yeah, taller than a 30-story office block. So if you go into Bristol, Castlemead, one of the tallest buildings in Bristol, it's 19 stories high. That's 30 stories high. Can you visit? Probably not. So how else? I know. Right, Clifton Suspension Bridge. Okay, who has been over the Clifton Suspension Bridge? Hands up. Who's driven in whoever's car and seen that view from the car? Yeah, most of us. Okay, so I wonder where we think, if the rocket was on the water, I wonder where we think the rocket would come to. Well, incredibly, believe it or not, the rocket is about 40 feet higher than the top, yeah, of the blocks each side. It is absolutely huge. Yeah, it's really, really hard to... Has anyone here been to America, either Johnson Space Center or Kennedy Space Center, and seen the rocket? Have you seen it? Wow, is it big? Yeah, anybody else? Okay, you must go there. It's really amazing. The rocket launch. Okay, so what we're going to do, we're going to play a short film, Apollo 13. By show of hands, who's seen Apollo 13 with Tom Hanks? Anybody seen it? Yeah, a couple of people. Yeah, grown-ups. Yeah, okay. It's a great film. This is about 2 minutes long. Oh, we need some volume.
Give me a go, no go for launch. Booster. That's go. Final.
So how did it all work? Okay. That is a film I'm going to play in a second. I'll just go back. Yeah. So what I'm going to try and explain, and it's quite complex, but I know you're a clever bunch of people, so you'll get it. This is the rocket. The rocket takes off. The first stage falls away when it's used all the fuel, and it's about that high up. And then the second stage pushes the rocket into orbit. Once it gets into orbit and it's going around the Earth, remember, at 17,500 miles an hour, it's just falling, because gravity is pulling it down. It's really hard to get your head around it, but it's just constantly going like that. This isn't a spacecraft, by the way, it's a clicker. Okay, so once this section gets into space, and you'll see it on a diagram in a minute, on a film in a minute, eventually what happens is this configuration, if I can take this off of here without breaking it and dropping it, that is the same as that. This is just slightly bigger. Do you see that there? That's the command module. The command module, this silver thing on the top, was that, okay? And the 3 guys are lying on their backs in there. And that's where they live on the way to the moon and on the way back from the moon. In here, this section here, this is where their oxygen and their water and the rocket is there. Okay, so they take off. When they get into orbit, these 2 come together, and it'll show you on a film in a second. Okay, and this is how they travel from the Earth to the moon in this configuration. Okay, when they get to the moon, this separates, on Apollo 11, Mike Collins would have carried on going round the moon, orbiting, okay? Neil and Buzz, just before it separated, would have climbed through a tunnel just here, okay, into the lunar module. Mike Collins now is going around the moon. Neil and Buzz are in here. Okay, so again, orbital mechanics. As they're traveling around the moon, they have to point the craft, they have thrusters, point the craft in the direction they're going, okay? And traveling across the surface, if they fire this engine and the speed slows, it will drop because the gravity will drop it down. Again, orbital mechanics, difficult to explain. So what happened was, at some point they're going like this. The two men, Neil is at this window here, Buzz is in this window here. They're looking out of a triangle window and it turns over and they can see where they're going. They were going along like this, okay? The computer was trying to land them in a boulder field. Neil saw that there were boulders looking out the window and he thought, I don't want to land on boulders. So he took control manually. He flew over the boulders and he landed. I won't land it because you won't see it at the back, but imagine it landed on the moon. They landed on the moon and then they put their spacesuits on. Houston wanted them, Mission Control wanted them to have a sleep. Can you imagine traveling to the moon 3 days and then getting there and being told you've got to go to sleep? It'd be like going to, I don't know, Disneyland Paris or something, and someone saying, no, you can't go to sleep. You want to go, right? Maybe not. Anyway, bad example. So what happened was, imagine it on the surface. Houston said, okay, you're ready to go. They opened the door, and who came out first? Yeah, they all should have said that, but let's try that again, okay? When this lady holds it up, you're going to say Neil Armstrong all together. Go. Yeah, okay, that's great. So Neil came out, and when he checked it out and realized that the surface was okay and he wasn't going to fall into a load of dust, his colleague came out. Where's his colleague? I can't remember who his colleague is. Okay, so everybody look over there. Hold it up, please. Yeah, you're not loud. I'm going to blow that horn again, you know. I really am, if you're not careful. Okay, excuse me. 240,000 miles. And can we have a wow, please? That's not bad. That's not bad. Thank you. Okay, did I leave anyone out? I haven't forgotten anyone, have I? Right, no. Okay, so getting back to where we were. So they landed on the moon. Neil came out and then Buzz came out. They spent about, I think, 2-3 hours on the surface because it was the first time. The later missions went out 3 times. And the last 3 missions, there were 6 missions altogether, 2 on each mission. That makes 12 men. The last 3 missions had lunar rovers and they went driving around. Yeah. Okay. So that is how they did that. And if I was organized, yes.
The flight began with a vertical lift through the heavy lower atmosphere and a tilt to the east. At 6,000 miles per hour, the empty first stage is discarded to save weight. So is an adapter ring and the unused escape tower. With the second stage firing, it reaches 15,000 miles per hour when it too is jettisoned. The third stage places Apollo in Earth orbit at 17,400 miles per hour. When the spacecraft has been thoroughly checked out by the crew, the third stage fires again, its speed now tearing it free from the grip of Earth's gravity. While coasting outward, the command service module separates and docks for access to the lunar module, and the empty third stage is left behind. Apollo loses speed throughout 9/10 of its journey until the moon's gravity overcomes the pull of Earth. Apollo fires in reverse direction, slowing down enough to be captured in orbit about the moon. Armstrong and Aldrin enter the lunar module Eagle, which separates, leaving Collins and the command service module in lunar orbit. Eagle slows still more and brakes to a touchdown on the lunar surface. After the moonwalk, the upper stage of the Eagle lifts off, leaving behind the now useless landing stage, and swings into orbit to dock with Columbia once again. when the crew and moon samples are transferred to the command service module. The lunar module is discarded. The command service module fires itself out of lunar orbit and falls back to Earth. As it approaches the re-entry speed of nearly 25,000 miles per hour, the service module drops away. The command module plunges into the atmosphere, protected by its heat shield. Slowed still more by the heavy lower atmosphere, it parachutes into the sea. The command module, Columbia, is all that remains of the original 3,000 tons of rocket, fuel, and cargo.
Landing on the moon. Wow. Can you imagine being on the moon? Yeah, if you consider if you're out in someone's car and that breaks down, what do you do? Does anybody know? Who wants to tell me what they do? Yes, very good, very good, very good. Okay, so I have a question for you. If you're on the surface of the moon, in this little chat, and you broke down, you can't call a towing company, right? No. Okay, so that engine, and there's only one, that had to work. Yeah, if that didn't work, they weren't coming back. And remarkably, the 6 missions, they all worked. There are 6 of these on the moon, and I imagine that one day you guys are going to be on the moon in a bus, and the bus driver is going to say, "Ladies and gentlemen, look out of your right window, and you will see the descent stage module of Apollo 11," because there's 6 of those on the moon, remarkably. Okay. Right, journey home. Yes, there they are, coming home. So it's 3 days to the moon. Most missions were about 2 days on the moon. Apollo 11 was the shortest one. It's just a day on the moon, and back they came. When Apollo 11 came back, they were unsure whether there were moon bugs or anything nasty on the moon, so they had to go into quarantine for 2 weeks. They couldn't see anyone. They were sealed in a caravan almost. And then they realized that there were no nasty horribles on the moon, so the other missions didn't have to go through that. Meeting the men who have walked. I'm very lucky. I think I'm very lucky because I've got a great hobby, which is Apollo. And back in about 2008, having read a load of books, I decided that I want to meet a man who walked on the surface of the moon. And between 2008 and 2010, in this country, just by persistence and being determined, I managed to meet 6 men who walked on the surface of the moon. And here are some photos for you. That's Buzz Aldrin. That's my son, eldest son, Charles. That's Al Bean, 4th man to walk on the moon. That's Jim Lovell, Apollo 13 and Apollo 8, and my youngest son, James. This is Edgar Mitchell. This is Edgar Mitchell, the 6th man to walk on the moon, getting into my hire car in Pontefract, West Yorkshire, would you believe? So I've had a moonwalker in my car. I'm very lucky. How fast did they drive on the moon? How can you find out? Well, that's Dave Scott. Dave Scott was the 7th man to walk on the moon, Apollo 15. He was the first human being to drive upon the surface of the moon. He had a lunar rover. I got my son James to ask him how fast, and he answered 7 miles an hour. That's Charlie Duke, Apollo 16, Gene Cernan, Apollo 17. But there was a problem. I'd met 6 men who'd walked on the surface of the moon, but I hadn't met I really wanted to meet Neil Armstrong. I found out that he was going to be at an American Air Base, RAF Mildenhall in Suffolk. It was a 3-hour, 5-minute, 197-mile drive away. I left work at 5 one day, and I drove there. And I managed to blag my way past the security guard. He was on a talk. He was doing a tour of American air bases. The talk was called "The Impossible is Possible." When I found out that motivated me even more to go and see him. I got into the building, and there he is. Neil is in blue. This is a security guard, Malcolm, who I managed to encourage to take me onto the Bates. He shouldn't have done, really, but I managed to persuade him. And I said to him, look, they're probably not going to come out and walk past us. They'll probably go out the door at the back. And a guy standing next to me said, excuse me, sir, they will be exiting this way. And I couldn't believe it. And Neil walked past. I've just had shaken his hand. That's post-shake, if you see what I mean. Anyway, so that was in March 2010, and I thought, okay, I drove 197 miles. I had a fleeting handshake. How can I drive 7 miles? I live in Backwell, 7 miles out of Bristol. How can I drive 7 miles and spend the whole day with him? So I wrote a letter to Neil Armstrong, inviting him to come to Bristol. I didn't realize at the time that Brunel was his hero. In 2010, that's my eldest son, that's Neil Armstrong, that's me on the SS Great Britain in the museum. That's Neil Armstrong meeting his hero. That's a mannequin of Isambard King of Brunel. That's the Bloodhound Build Centre, which is in the building next. So when I wrote my letter, I wrote to him inviting him to come and see the SS Great Britain and to see Bloodhound. Bloodhound was a supersonic car powered by a jet engine and a rocket, and I thought he'd be interested, and indeed he was. So that's a little bit about that. So why am I really here? Well, I am looking for, as I said at the beginning, I'm looking for my asteroid. How are we doing for time? Well, are we okay? Yeah, good. Okay, so I'm looking for my asteroid. I'm on a quest. I would like to think that some of you are going to go back to school and you're going to start working really hard and you're going to take up the STEM subjects, science, technology, engineering, and mathematics. You're going to take triple science, you're going to be good at maths, and maybe you're going to become engineers. Most of the astronauts were engineers. And this is my vision. In about, depending on how old you are, 15, 20 years' time, I'm going to be at home. My wife's going to say, Richard, there's someone on the phone for you, and there's a lot of noise in the background. You're going to remember Apollo Talks, because Apollo Talks is my website. My telephone number's on there. You're welcome to call me. And I imagine you're going to be in the green room or whatever they call it. And it's just as they're suiting up, they're putting their suits on. You're just about to put your helmet on. You say, no, hold on. Pass me that phone. And you pick up the phone and you ring me and you say, Richard, it's Sally. It's Sam, whoever you are. Richard, I remember you coming to Westbury-on-Trym Methodist Church all those years ago. You inspired me. I studied really hard. And now I'm about to get on a rocket and travel to Mars and walk upon the surface of Mars. Okay? You liking that? I got a wow there. Can we have a wow? I love the wow. Thank you for the wow. That was so good. Okay. So that is genuinely why I'm here. Okay. So I give this talk. I don't give many of these talks. I probably do to younger people, maybe 2, maybe 3 a year. Not as many as I'd like to. I just don't have the time. But I really, really want you to make that call to me. Okay. And any of the grown-ups, okay, that go into space, yeah, because of this, yeah, can you give me a call as well? So I don't want this to be ageist. Okay. So I've got a question for you. And then what I'll do, because we've got a few minutes, I'll invite you to ask some questions. So think of a sensible question for me, yeah? So my question to you is, what are you going to do with your lives to make the impossible possible? Okay, and that's what I did when I applied my focus to meeting Neil Armstrong. I decided I wanted to meet Neil Armstrong. I did what I had to do, and I luckily met him twice. And it was Apollo that inspired me because it's an amazing story. Yeah, I hope what you've learned tonight makes you go, wow, like this lady here. Yeah. Okay, so I have one more wow. Might have another wow, actually. So come on, can you just be loud this time, okay? So how many, get ready, get ready, get ready. How many miles is it from the Earth to the Moon? Okay, how many men have walked upon the surface of the Moon? Yes, okay. Who was the first man to walk upon the surface of the Moon? Yes. Who was the second man? Yes. And what date did they do it? Yeah. Okay, you got there in the end. And let's have one more wow. Okay, so before you give me a great round of applause because I'm a fantastic speaker, I'm joking. Let's have some questions. Yes, nice and loud. You know, you can because you're cheeky enough to ask, but no one else can. Yeah, that was a great one. Well done. You shake my hand. You're gonna go far, young lady. You're gonna walk on Mars. Okay, right. No more questions like that one because that was a clever one. Right, go on. Big pardon?
Has anyone ever died or gone missing in space?
Ah, that's a really good question. That is a very, very clever question. So it's amazing when you think there were 6 successful missions to land men on the moon, and there's been many other. I don't believe anyone has died in space. I don't know whether you've heard today, but the ISS, International Space Station, they had to bring astronauts back from space because someone wasn't very well. They haven't told us what was wrong with them. Might be appendicitis or something like that, something they couldn't deal with up there. What I will say, no one's died in space up there. They've died coming in and taking off. So there was the space shuttle disaster when 7 astronauts sadly got that high and it went bang and they were very dead. And then there was the other one, Challenger, I think it was, coming in and they died. Several Russians coming back into Earth have died. So they've all died on the Earth, if that makes sense, not out in space. So it's not like they went to the moon and died there and they're still traveling around. Okay, question. Nice and loud.
If there would be a child born in space, what nationality would they be?
That is a brilliant question, and I don't know the answer. Oh my goodness. That is, you're a clever guy. Okay, this one over here, nice and loud for everyone.
Explode because a piece of foam had broken off.
Very good. He knows his stuff. Yes, you're absolutely right. When the Challenger Discovery was taking off, sadly, a big piece of foam fell off the main booster rocket, and it fell onto the wing. And when they came back in, because the foam had broken the protection on the heat shield, they died. It's very sad. Okay, a couple more questions if there are any. Any more questions? Any adults going to ask a question? Yeah.
ISS drop into water in 2030?
Say that again, sorry.
Will the ISS
drop
into water?
You know, I don't know anything about the ISS. Forgive me, young man. You're going to have to Google that. I'm an Apollo man. Okay, I'll take two. Have you got? Rob's gone outside. Yes.
Mine's not really a question, but that's his question. Will it be the country they landed in?
That's a good point. Yeah, I don't know. We could talk about that. Yeah.
You're an astronomer, right?
No. Thanks for thinking I am. I'm a salesman. No, I'm not. It's just my hobby. I've read a few books on it, and I've met a few guys that walked on the moon. Okay. Any more? All done. Oh, okay. We got. Thank you. That man wants to clap. Sorry. Big one. I'm a salesman. I'm in the IT and telecoms industry, and that guy over there, because he started clapping first, gets one of these, and so do you for asking that question, and that man there, because you started to clap first of all. You obviously appreciated that. Thank you. Rob, I've got 1 or 2 of these left. How do I distribute them? No. Don't move. Don't move. Right, hold on. No. Hold on. I tell you, let's do the clap first of all, and then we decide how to distribute them. Yes! Look at that. Come on! Stand up and clap. Yeah! Come on! Yeah!